Hey guys, how are you? Russell here. Welcome to day one of Relationship Excellence. When you start to think about where you're going to start from, it's not always easy to pick a part, but there's one obvious one that stands out to me, is perhaps the main cause of the disharmony, dysfunction and struggle that people have in relationships. And that is that there are, over the next few weeks, I'll go through many of the differences between the masculine and feminine, the woman and the man. But the number one difference that comes up all the time is that men are logical and women are emotional. Now that doesn't mean that women can't be logical, they can. It just means in the space of a relationship, in their natural state, when they're naturally in their feminine energy, they are emotional. And nothing drives a man crazier than a woman who's emotional because he's logical. So what happens in a relationship is the man tries to logicify, if that's a word, which I know it isn't, but he tries to logicify the woman. He tries to make sense of her, he tries to understand her, he tries to pigeonhole her into something that he can get his brain around. Like his brain's all structured and ordered and has to make sense of things. But you can't make sense of a woman in a relationship. They don't make any sense. They're not interested in making sense. In fact, they're more interested in not making sense, because if they don't make sense and you still love them, that proves even more that you love them. And so when I work with guys, when I work with couples, so much of the time is spent trying to have the man understand that his woman, his wife, his partner is not logical, and she is never going to be logical. Now, I'm talking to you, I coach and work with this all the time. I'm not telling you I get it. It just doesn't make sense, and sometimes I would rather put my head in a vice and just keep tightening it till it explodes than I would have to understand what's going on in Gail's world. Because it goes from, have you ever been in an argument with a woman and she goes, "You never have enough money for me." So you go, "Yeah, but don't you remember we did this and we did this and we talked about that?" And you get to the point where you're just about to prove your point in the argument, and she goes, "The kids have been really upset lately." And you go, yeah, okay. And then you go, but the kids have been upset because it's just coming up to the end of school term, and they're going to be on school holidays, and then we'll be able to spend some good quality time with them. What about the car? You said you were going to get the car fixed. And it's like, and we're trying to keep up, but we can't keep up because their head's just going round and round 1,000,000 miles an hour. It never stops for a woman. Even when they're asleep, it's still going. They wake up, their head's going, because they tie one thing to another thing, and it doesn't make any logical sense. And they're not arguing to make sense. They're arguing to be connected to you. And it's an emotional connection that they want. And if you can start to see that with your partner, stop trying to fit them into being logical. And ladies, the same goes the other way. Understand that you don't make sense to your man. So when he looks like he's not interested, frustrated, when he just goes, I'm going to sit down, have a beer and watch the footy, when he goes, I'm just going out for a walk, or I'm going to the gym, whatever it is your man does to check out, or because he doesn't know how to deal with you, it's not because he doesn't love you, it's because he can't get the concept that logically you don't make sense and that you don't need to you. You see, if a man logically doesn't make sense, he has to work out how come. And he just really wants to work that out with his wife, with his girlfriend, because he feels that that's the way to happiness. But it's not the way to happiness. So guys, let me finish it with it here. Let me leave it here for now so that I give you something to hang on to. When your partner, when your wife is saying whatever she's saying, doing whatever she's doing, the most important thing you can do is just be present. Just be there for her. Just listen to her. It doesn't have to make sense to you. She just needs to know that you can hear what she's saying. And if you can be present, then what will happen is she will calm down. And she will actually even start to make sense, possibly. But don't hold your breath for that. Okay, so look, again, any comments, anything you're not clear about, share it below and I'll get back to it the next day or the day after, and I'll cover the same topics in a different way, different days. And like I say, Gal will hop in now and then, and if she hears me say something one day that she can add something to the next that'll help, I'm sure she'll put it in. Okay, guys, awesome. Hope that's going to help. Have a fab day. Russell Saunders, transforming the way you do your relationships. See you soon.